rubbing elbows with the people, going out there to see what's going on in the streets, rubbing our elbows with the Seahawks. We went down to the training camp at the VMAC and spent some time there. True, what did you notice that was going on out there with the Seahawks?
Well, a lot of energy, T. Lots of energy. Of course, with the 12s out there, the fan base is through the roof. It's a little different from when I played. You got all these fans. You got
they got actual helmets now. They used to play with leather helmets.
Right, way back when, way back when. But it's a lot of fun, man. The crowd is crazy. But even the energy on the field, you know, you got faces like Jimmy Graham, you got Richard Sherman. We talked to Doug Baldwin, and we talked to Bobby Wagner. But just the energy is through the roof. I even had a little bit of fun stuff going on at training camp. I did some fun stuff myself.
What did you do? Tell them what you did. Don't be shy about it.
I was able to actually skydive in to VMAC practice. Yes, give it up for that. I was scared out of my mind. I was nervous. I was counting down the days, but it was great, man. Once I got out there, the first second is the worst part. Your legs are dangling off of the plane. It's just you in the air. It's just you in the sky. But I jumped out, I went for it, and it was great, man. For the good people at Resin Marketing, of course, they put that together, and the partnership with Sparkling Ice and the Seahawks, man, it was off the chain.
It was really good. I was there, too. I was on the ground. I was down. You couldn't have paid me enough to get in that airplane. I'm sorry. Like I always say, unless the plane is on fire, going down, upside down, I'm not getting off it, man. I don't care.
I think you should do it, T.
No.
I'm being scared. But
I'm gonna lie, I'm scared.
See, he held it down. He was the MC. He called me in. He had the microphone, like the and one thing, and oh baby, and all that. And it was cool. It was cool. So
you ain't never seen no and one skydiving until you came to the Barbershop Show at the VMAC with the Seahawks. Speaking about the Seahawks, man, we were out there. We noticed there was a missing piece out there. Cam Chancellor. He's basically the heart and soul. Yeah, make some noise. Cam Chancellor, the heart and soul of that Seattle Seahawks defense, the heart and soul of the Legion of Boom. He's holding out. He's got some contract disputes. He kind of wants some more money. And he's even threatened to stay out for the entire season at this point. Tru, what do you think about that?
You know what? To be honest, I think there's a little bit more to this story. I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes that us as fans were not seeing for a guy like Cam Chancellor, leader of the team, heartbeat of the team. Every time he plays, he's putting his life on the line because he's coming out, he's knocking people out. So of course you're going to feel that a little bid. And I think there's just something going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing for him to sit out potentially for the whole season. So I don't know.
I can't call it. Yeah, I can't call it. You know, he had a really a hard, long season last year. He had an injury where he ended up having surgery last year at the end of the year. So you think some of those things might come into consideration when he's thinking about that, thinking, hey, maybe I might not be here for much longer. I need to get as much money as I can while I can still get it.
That's what they say. The NFL stands for not for long. So, of course, he might want some of that guaranteed money. I think his guaranteed money is up this year. So that could be part of the problem. He wants that, or he needs that security just to feel comfortable going into the season, to keep playing like he's playing. And I just hope they work it out, man.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk about folks' money like that.
Don't talk about another man's money. That's what they tell us in the barbershop, man. Either way it goes, we just want to say, Cam, we hope everything works out for you. We want to see you back on the field and see out the uniform as soon as possible, bro. Get that money thing taken care of. Talk about football, though. Did you guys hear the story that happened just this weekend with Steve Sarkisian down at USC? The old coach from the University of Washington who left us and went down to coach the USC Trojans.
Yes.
There was an alumni event, a booster event, where he was there with a lot of the old alumni, people that provide money to the program, and he had some choice, colorful words. He dropped a lot of F-bombs. He said some disparaging remarks about every school in the Pac-12, how they sucked and what they was going to do to him, and in what fashion they going to do it to him in. And it turned out he was very drunk. True. He was very drunk, and the athletic director from USC jumped in his case. What do you have to say about Steve Sarkisian and his drunk tirade? By the way, he also said it was a result of mixing alcohol with prescription.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah.
Well, I would say he's a former coach at the University of Washington. I like to say go Cougs first. So, but of course, you know, a situation like this, they're making a big deal about it. Blah, blah. He did his apology. I'm sorry, I should have never did this. This is what happens when you mix the drugs and alcohol, because drugs Or drugs, of
Yeah,
course.
he didn't tell us what kind of drugs they were either. He just said, I mixed some drugs with some liquor.
But yeah, but I think
Was it Molly? So I got that Molly, y'all.
only in the barbershop. But I think it was one of those things. This is gonna get blown out of proportion. It's gonna get some Twitter hits, some Instagram hits, but it could end up being good for recruiting. You know, your coach, he likes to have a good time. The kids might like that.
You want to come kick it with Coach?
They want to come kick it with Coach Sark, so it could be a good thing.
Hey, we'll see. They say all press is good press, whether it's good or bad, right? We're going to find out. I think it's going to be bad because you did us wrong, Sark, and you done, man. You're going down. Speaking of alcohol, has anybody heard of this new service that just came out today from Amazon? You guys familiar with Amazon, right? Yeah. A local company here in Seattle. They've launched a program that they're going to now start delivering alcohol. You can get out. What? You guys get You got a bunch of degenerate drunks in there tonight, Tru. But they're going to start delivering alcohol anywhere in the Seattle city limits, Bellevue and Kirkland as well, within an hour. It's the new program called Amazon Plus Now.
Amazon Prime.
Prime now.
Prime now. So right now, so if we call right now, we can get that in an hour. So we got time.
We got some time. I guess they deliver from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So you might be able to go get something if it gets too late around here.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's the next step. And you know, to elaborate on that and go even further, I've heard that there's some talks of the legal situation we got going on in Washington with some of our greenery that could be on the ticket next for Amazon Prime. I just heard. Allegedly, that's what's next.
So like if you had too much of that green and you can't even find your way to the car, you can just dial it up. I need you to deliver me a dog sack.
Right. Yeah, so that's next on the ticket, and that's with technology and everything. You know, especially here in Washington, we are pretty liberal. We like everything. We do everything. So I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm with it too. And again, maybe that'd be more reason for Sark to come back. Get his drink and his drug. All in one stop. All right, see, we have a little fun here in the barbershop. And again, we talk about more than just sports, obviously. And proof of that is going to be our first guest tonight. We have the special privilege of having the starlet of Bachelorette season number 9. And this is actually season 9. Watch, Tru. And I'm really familiar with this young lady. I don't want to say that. I don't want to creep her out. But we are very fortunate tonight to have Miss Desiree Hartsock. But now she is Miss Desiree Siegfried. Welcome. Thank you for bringing us this lovely sparkling ice. It's delicious.
Yes.
Strawberry watermelon. First of all, thank you for joining us here on the barbershop. I'm glad to finally get a chance to meet you in person. Just as lovely as she is on TV.
Did you really watch it?
See, this is what I was going to say. I wanted to bring you up here and tell you this. I bet you were wondering why you were invited to the show with these two big football playing looking guys. And did you really watch The Bachelorette? And the truth is, Marcus didn't watch it at all. Snitching a little bit.
A lot of guys don't like to admit it though. So maybe he was like a closet watcher.
He might have been, but I don't think he was. I'll tell you what I was. I know when I first came home and my wife had it on TV, I was like, what? I'm not watching that. I go in the next room, then I creep back in. Then I pretend like I wasn't watching it. And then like by the second or third episode, I had the popcorn ready. I had the skinny girl margarita ready. Yeah, I was ready to go. So my question to you is, what has been happening since you left The Bachelorette? I know you're here as a Seattleite now. What else has been going on in your life?
You know, I left, after the show I moved up here, so that was 2 years ago already. I got married. I designed some wedding dresses, some wedding jewelry. Yeah, I'm just in the wedding business, and I'm looking forward to my next step with design.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
If I need a wedding dress, I think I'm out of the market right now. I don't know if you have enough material.
Yeah, what you about, a 52
Short. Long.
All right. Terry told on me. He said I'm not a big watcher of The Bachelorette, but I know the reality show game and how it works, but I want to know how realistic or how hard was it to go through everything with the cameras right in your face, because you actually fell in love, you got married, you did this and that. So just tell the people watching this, how hard was that to do?
That's a question that a lot of people ask because they want to know, like, is it real?
Right,
is it,
right.
you know? All of it's real. There are producers who kind of, not force conversation, but they make sure you're talking about the topics they want to. It's not scripted. None of it is scripted.
None of it.
None of it at all. I know you'd be surprised.
Right.
None of it is. It's just all produced, and edited. But for me personally, I didn't watch the show very much. I didn't watch it very much before I went onto it, so I didn't have a lot of expectations, and I think that's why it worked for me because I was able to just be myself and kind of not worry about the cameras. Because like the cameras were, imagine if we're sitting here, they're like to that table over there, so they weren't like in your face.
So you got a little bit of normalcy. You got to be yourself a little bit in the mix.
Yeah.
So my question is, when you go to these exotic places that you guys are going to, closer to the end of the show, when it came close to you making your decision on who you wanted to be with, you were going to like Antigua and places like that, right? Would you agree that it's probably a little easier to fall in love in
A romantic area.
than like Beacon Hill, like.
I don't know, you'd be surprised. I feel like when we were in the moment and in those romantic places, yeah, you can get caught up, but I think we always wanted to be like sitting from each other, like having coffee. I think you always want what you're not in. So, I don't know. I didn't get to experience the romantic locations as much as you would just on vacation. Because you do have cameras and you're on that schedule, a really busy schedule. So, schedule dating 25 guys, I guess.
Speaking of 25 guys, as a matter of fact.
I'll come to that later. I'll come to that later. I'm going to say that. That's a little off the wall type of question. But I want to talk about, there's all types of people that watch the show. I don't know how many people, but tons of people. And I know playing football, you get these fans who really feel like they're connected to you, like they actually know you. So as far as walking around in normal life, going to the coffee shop, at dinner, what's some of the craziest things that fans have said to you?
For the most part, fans are obviously nice. They won't say anything mean to your face.
To your face,
only on
right,
social
right,
media.
right.
On Twitter, they won't say everything. But the craziest thing, I haven't really had like super crazy fans. One guy kind of creeped me out a little bit, and I like had to have someone.
Wasn't me.
I mean, no, everyone's been nice. The most touching was when like these like 5-year-old girls came running up for a hug, and I'm like, "You're 5. Why are you touching me?"
Why are you even awake?
But it was still sweet, and I think that was the most memorable.
Okay. Now, I admitted that I watched the show. Yes, I did. I'm a bachelor. I'm in touch with my feminine side a little bit. But I remember watching the show. There were like some extreme characters just on the first episode alone. Now, for those of you that didn't get a chance to see it or don't know what I'm talking about, there was a guy that came out that had on like a full suit of armor, like a knight in shining armor.
Yeah, I think they think the bigger they go, the better it'll be for a first impression, and usually it's the opposite.
Yeah.
It's the subtle, like.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy, like creepy. And then there was another guy who, from day one, right out the gate, right out of the car, was wanting to spend the night.
Oh, the fantasy suite.
Yeah,
like
he wanted
guy.
to spend the night
Oh,
with you.
he was,
And he
Wastes
had
no time.
He didn't, he didn't waste no time at all. But my question is, what was the wildest thing that happened to you during the filming of the show? True asked about what happened afterwards.
Yeah, during it's a crazy schedule. I mean, I don't think people realize how intense it is because it is like 18 hours of being on. So it's pretty draining. But craziest thing, I honestly.
Was that the first time anybody asked you that?
That's
right in the barbershop.
That is the But there's so much more that's filmed that just doesn't make it.
Okay, so we don't get any inside scoop.
Crazy.
No juice. Desiree's holding secrets here in the barbershop, ladies and gentlemen.
I want some secrets to you.
Secrets, what other?
These are the secret questions. So, but you talked about 25 guys you have to go through, and you know there's several close encounters. You guys are very
Close.
intimate. You guys are in each other's faces at all
They
times.
kissing, Drew, they kissing. Come to the table, they
They're
kissing.
kissing. So my question is, it is a barbershop, so you have to tell the truth. Is there any guys that, you know, breath is just, doesn't just hit you to the point where you have to say cut, or is everybody just
Breath is really
perfect? That's how they make it seem on the show, that everybody's breath
Oh,
is just so fresh.
you know what? I
and
think
so clean.
producers hand them in.
Tic Tacs, they're throwing Tic Tacs around.
Yeah, but you can always help the breath, but you can't help the kissing skills. And so there's quite a few that, you know, you could use a little lesson.
So was there any, scale of 1 to 10, was there any 1s or 2s as kissers, I guess, on the show? You don't have to call out no names.
No names. I think when you're also not that interested, and you're like, and they come in for it, you're like,
Right.
I think that becomes a 1 quickly.
Right.
Yeah. I have a question that I'm not sure you're going to be able to answer, but I always told myself, and again, I was a guy that watched the shows, so I always wanted to know this just for myself. And it's a tough question.
Okay.
And like I said, I don't know if you'll be able to answer it, but I noticed that on The Bachelorette and on The Bachelor, there was a lack of people with pigment. So, and I don't think necessarily there's anything completely wrong with that per se, but I think if you're looking at, you know, the general population of America, there are a lot of interracial relationships, right?
I agree, yeah.
So I was just wondering, did you notice that there was a lack of brothers on The Bachelorette?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did notice that. I've actually asked that question to them as well, like why, and they actually said a lot don't sign up to be the Bachelor or the Bachelorette or go on the show. So
I just wanted to
get
know.
on it, you know, sign up.
Right.
Yeah, I can't do it myself. I just wanted to, you know, I know that Black Lives Matter and Black
Why don't we just figure it out?
we could and we should. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we get some sponsorship and
There
get some,
you go. Barbershop Bachelor.
Bachelor. That's it.
There you go.
Brought to you by.
And instead of putting out roses, you're putting out combs.
Yeah. Afro pics. Well, listen, before we get you out here, I just want to know, so you've gotten married,
Yes.
right? You got married to Chris.
Yeah,
Hey, round of applause.
He's not here today. He's at home comfortable on the couch.
So we got to get Chris in here
Yes,
next time. Yeah.
yes.
So, so again, married to Chris here in Seattle. What's the next step for Desiree?
Next step, you know, just following my dreams and traveling and designing, mainly.
Being a lovely housewife in Seattle.
No, not a housewife. I still want to like work.
Put her in the box.
No, I'm creative, so I want to do all sorts of that type of stuff. Paint, design, help others. Yeah.
Yeah, so where can people find you at? Your website? Your
They
social
can find me
media?
on my website. I have a blog. It's DesireeHartsock.com. And on social media, most of it is Des Hartsock.
Right on.
Each one's different. It would take me forever.
Well, cool. Well, thank you for joining us
Yes,
here tonight.
thank you so
Appreciate you.
much.
And come back and join us in the barbershop anytime.
I will.
Thank you enough for this.
What's up, Desiree? Right on, guys. We're going to take a couple minutes of break. Relax yourself. Nostalgia Beat gonna spin some records, and then we'll have our next guest up. From the University of Washington, my hometown.
He recently has been picked up by the Boston Celtics. He's a baller. He is the man, Mr. Isaiah Thomas, coming to the stage. Welcome. on, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. I've been wanting to tell you this for a long time. I know we're from the same area, grew up around the same area, and I used to go to the YMCA, right, and play a little ball. And there was this little dude in there, and he's talking about I got next and this and that. He don't even have a t-shirt on. He got a hooded sweatshirt on, right? And he's about to come play. So I'm out there. I think I'm in the league, or I might have been in the last years of my college. So I'm yoked. I'm in great shape. I'm in my prime. And this little dude comes out there, man. He is kind of giving me the business a little bit. I don't know what to do.
Busting your ass? What you saying?
Busting my ass a little bit. But come to find out, man, it was IT, man. Curtis High School. I'm hearing stories of this dude. He's putting up 50 points in games. He's doing all that. I'm not really a hooper, but I tell my friends, you know, I got a little bit of game, and this little dude is killing me out there. So, to segue into my question, I know you guys playing a lot of tournaments off season. You do all types of stuff. You're doing a program right now with Jamal Crawford. You're playing in that. How do you stay away from getting hurt and doing stuff with the, I guess I call it the normal folks, and then you turn it on all the way when you go to the NBA, of course. Is there any difference? Do you play the same, or what do you do?
For me, honestly, I like to play anywhere and everywhere. I'm at the local YMCA. I played at the YMCA last night.
All right.
So it's fun for me, and I mean normal people's height. It's normal for me to go out there instead of a 6'10" guy going out playing with 5'9" guys and things like that. So it's fun for me. I like playing with normal people, as you said. But
I was normal at that point.
Now I like doing that, and I compete at anything that I do. So even when I'm at the YMCA, LA Fitness, I'm trying to win. And people always say, "Why do you play so hard?" That's just the only way I know. So that's what got me to where I am today, and that's what I continue to do.
I got you. It's just so much different. If I was to go out, of course, when I play for the Seahawks, if I was to go and play in the Turkey Bowl or something like that on Thanksgiving, go out and play with guys, I would feel like I wouldn't be able to play as hard. I don't know if it's different or something like that, but I could hurt somebody or somebody could hurt me. And when I go to the gym, I'm not even in the NBA, but people try to go extra hard. They try to do extra, okay? Yeah, it's true. Down there, they want to get me on video, or they want to be able to tweet to their friends, yeah, I crossed them up, I did this and that. People like that kind of stuff.
By playing hard. I think at all times you play hard, that eliminates it. And then, like I said, people always ask me, why do you play so hard? Because if it was the other way around, you would try to embarrass me.
Right.
You would try to put me on YouTube and things like that. So I don't want that. So I just try to play extremely hard and go out there and have fun.
Okay.
Speaking of always playing hard, Marks and I earlier this year, we went to one of the Pro-Am games down at the Key Arena that Jamal Crawford puts on all the time, and you were out there balling with those guys. And we were sitting right beside a guy that was heckling you all night. And this dude was giving Isaiah the business. He was like in his ear, "You playing soft, you playing soft." And then I saw you look up at the crowd and you went like this. You pointed at your wrist because you had wrist surgery, right? So my question is twofold. After he pointed at his wrist, ladies and gentlemen, he turns around, takes the ball, does a crossover, spin move to the hole and takes it in, and it points up at the dude like. So my question, I guess, is this: you're heavily involved in the Pro-Am stuff. The guys that are here locally that are in the NBA, Jamal Crawford, Jason Terry to a certain extent, and you are involved heavily in that. Why is that important for you to be so locally grounded in the basketball community here?
I think just that's where I came from. That's all I know. Playing in whether it be Jamal's program, the YMCA's, the local gyms around here. Like, I grew up on that. So I mean, that's like I keep saying. That's all I know. It's easy for Jamal to ask me to come play at a local gym or at his program because there's going to be people there watching. And plus, we don't have the Sonics no more. So it's like. That's the Sonics to people. Like seeing local NBA players play for $3, $5, whatever it is Jamal charges, it's good for them. So I do it for the community for the most part and to continue to stay in shape.
Right. Now speaking of the Pro-Am, there's a big event that's coming up this weekend. Are you going to be involved in that?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I want to give the people a little preview because Tru and I are thinking about going out there and checking y'all out. What's going to happen is the local Pro-Am team that put together by Jamal, okay, you guys are going to play against the Drew League. Explain to everybody what the Drew League and what you guys are doing this weekend?
The Drew League is the same thing as Jamal's League up here, but it's in LA. So they obviously got a lot more NBA players than we do, and it's one of the top leagues in the country. So there was some trash talking going on Twitter with Baron Davis, a former NBA player, and some guys from the LA Drew League, and some Seattle guys, me, Jamal, Jason Terry, Nate Robinson, and they accepted the challenge, and they're gonna come up here this weekend and play in a game that should be special. I mean, for the city to see guys like James Harden, Klay Thompson, DeMar DeRozan, and those type of NBA players that they don't get to see, it should be very special. And at the end of the day, we're gonna try our best to get the win, though.
Oh yeah. So again, some trash talking been going on. Yeah. So you ready to give them the business?
I'm ready. I was actually at Matt Barnes' flag football game the other day, and Baron Davis came up to me. The first thing he said, "Man, we're about to smack you guys." Hey, like the shake like that. So they're ready. We're ready, and it's gonna be a fun event.
You say it's going to be a fun event, but you know, it is the barbershop. We keep it real. Can we get a prediction? I've been talking to some of the people in Tacoma. They're saying the Drew League kind of look like this, and of course the Pro-Am team kind of look like this. Can we get a guaranteed prediction from IT right now?
A guaranteed win.
Yeah!
I don't know about how much.
Seattle Tacoma connection is gonna come through.
You know, we got to.
That's what I'm talking about. Now earlier you talked about, you know, being able to go to these YMCA's and play with these local guys because you're a smaller guy. You're not the 6'10" guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Your entire life you've been the small guy, I would assume.
Yeah.
Some change. It used to be big and now small. No, but being a small guy, you probably had a lot of obstacles to overcome. A lot of people that were naysayers. A lot of people said you can't do it. You'll never make it. You're not tall enough. And obviously, you've made it to the NBA. You spent 4 years at the highest level of the game. What would be your advice to somebody that's young, somebody that's trying to make it, somebody that people keep saying you can't do it?
Just to use it as motivation. That's what I did growing up, and I still do to this day. I just use all the negativity as motivation to continue to work extremely hard and continue to get better because, like you said, I mean, I have been in the NBA for 4 years, and this is going to my 5th year, so I want to be one of the best players, not just in the NBA, in the world. So I'm going to continue to work and show people that I can reach that goal of mine. And for young guys, just continue to work, outwork the competition. Especially when you're small, you got to outwork each and everybody because they don't give you anything when you're a small guy out there.
Absolutely.
I dig that. Well, I want to transition a little bit and get into some of the business side. Early on the show, we talked about Cam Chancellor and some of his contract situations, and I know you've played on a couple teams. You played with the Kings, you played down in Phoenix, and now you're in Boston. So just explain to some of the fans, like some of the stuff that goes on, I guess, behind the scenes that could hinder a contract that the person on Twitter who's saying this guy needs to come back, he needs to do this and do that they might not understand. It's just kind of give them a little bit of game.
I mean, there's a lot of talk in the business, you know. I mean, they might tell you one thing and then do another, and when those type of things happen, I think that's what hurts players the most because they lose trust in whoever has said one thing and then their actions did another thing. So all I say is, I mean, we are on the barbershop. We're gonna keep it 100.
Gotta keep it 100.
So go get your money.
Go get your money.
Because at the end of the day, once you lose a step, they're gonna go after the next guy. So you gotta get everything you can out of this game.
That's absolutely true, man. It's a game to a lot of people that like to sit at home and watch it on TV, but at the end of the day, it's a business. You gotta take care of your business.
So you gotta, I mean, yeah, like you said, you gotta look out for your family and look out for yourself, and then go for it.
That's right.
They're gonna do the same thing.
That's right. Well, you're gonna be taking care of your business in Boston this year. So my question is, how is Boston gonna look this year? It's gonna be another big season. You guys are being led by Kevin Garnett, which is like Moses. He's older than Moses. So he's still doing his thing. I mean, I don't say that, I mean, as a disrespect because he's balling. He's killing the game right now. Still, what, 14 years in the game? 15 years? 25 years in the game. But I want to know how Boston is going to bring it this year.
Kevin Garnett is not on the Boston Celtics.
Like
3 or 4 years ago.
Clean it up, Mike.
We got Avery Bradley, which is another Tacoma product. We got him. We got Jared Sellinger. We got a few guys. They're mainly from the East Coast, but Kevin Garnett is a long guy.
I was just checking to see if you knew.
That's funny.
So, anyways, how y'all gonna do this?
I think we'll do pretty well, especially being in the Eastern Conference. It's kind of the weaker conference out of the two.
Oh.
And I've been in the Western Conference for 3.5 of my 4 years, so I can tell you that just by experience. I think we'll do well. We're an up-and-coming team. We just got NBA champion David Lee from the Golden State Warriors. We got him in a trade, so he's going to help us out a lot. And hopefully we just continue to build on what we did last season by making the playoffs.
Well, again, let's talk about some of the trash talk that goes on in the court. You know, I know on the football field, we trash talk, and you can actually go out there and do something to somebody. You could try to put somebody out the game if you want to. So how bad is the trash talk, or how real does it get? Because I know football players and hoopers, they're kind of different breeds. I know you guys kind of got your cool little swag out there. You guys are on some pretty stuff, you know what I'm saying? So how does the trash talk go out there with the hoopers?
It's died down a lot, man, just because, like you said, you can retaliate, you can knock somebody out of the game.
Right.
You do something in the NBA, they're just going to go to the cameras.
Right.
You're going to get suspended, you're gonna get fined. So guys really don't beef no more. I mean, back when Gary Payton used to play and things like that, where it was a lot tougher, I feel like that was more of the trash talking. But
So would you say the league is soft now? Is that what you're saying? The league's a little softer?
it is. I'm not soft. I mean, it is getting softer. But, yeah, I mean, there's trash talking every now and then, but it's definitely not big as football would be.
Okay. Before we get you out of here, I gotta ask you about the dogs, man. You still follow the dogs?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I was there last night working there.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
How are we gonna do this year, man? Lorenzo's been kind of on the hot seat, so they've been saying around here. He's got to win some games and whatnot. I'm a big fan of Lorenzo. I'm a big fan of the program. How you think they're gonna do this year?
I think they're gonna do good, man, because they got like the best recruiting class that they ever had in UW history coming in this season. And even though they're young, I think once they get the experience and see what the Pac-12 is really like, they're going to hit their stride and do pretty well. Because Coach Romar is a great coach. It's just been some down years for our program, but I think we'll get it back this year.
That's right. Give it up for the dogs, y'all.
Yeah, so we got some more for IT, man. We're going to let them out of here easy, or we're going to give them some tough questions? Should we give them some rough?
You got some hot for them? You guys can do it, because y'all Tacoma boys. I'm going to get out the way of this.
I think we just leave that KG up there, leave that Kevin Garnett. That made me uncomfortable.
Hey, look. You wasn't going to say that to me. You know what I mean?
Hey, you gotta learn.
I thought it was a joke.
It was a joke.
You was just fooling y'all.
Got everybody. I'm just going to sip this tea.
Everybody give it up for Isaiah Thomas.
We want to say thank you all for joining us here for another episode of the Barbershop. As I said earlier, I'm going to be on vacation next week, so we're going to be off the air, but we will be back strong, getting ready to kick off the whole Seahawks season every week. That's right. Right here in the Barbershop at Slide 95, like we only can do in the Barbershop.
Yep. Every week you can catch every show at barbershop206.com. All of them in the archives. We got Richard Sherman, got Jamal Crawford, Casey Keller, all those shows, everything. So check us out.
Now we even got Isaiah Thomas,
IT,
and Kevin Garnett.
Kevin.